Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be discussing how to limit late night snacking. So if you're one of those people who tends to be up pretty late at night, whether it's for work or for pleasure, or you're binge watching something, or you just can't fall asleep and you constantly open the door to the refrigerator looking for that tub of ice cream, or whether it's eating something salty, savory, or ordering something from one of your food apps, if that's you, then this video is definitely for you. Late night snacking can have a lot of harmful effects on your health, both mental and physical. It definitely leads to poor sleep. It can also cause digestive issues. It can have an impact on your mood, on your cravings, on the decisions that you make the next day, on what you choose to eat. And obviously it can affect your weight balance. So late night snacking, really nothing good comes of it. Like the saying goes, no good decisions are made after midnight. It's similar with late night snacking, because more than likely when you're reaching for snacks that late at night, you're not reaching for a piece of fruit, or you're not going for, some carrots and some veggies. You're probably going, like I said earlier, for ice cream, or a bag of chips, or anything else that just feels sweet, savory, and very tasty. So with that said, what we'll cover today is, using nutrition, managing your stress, and just developing some healthy habits that can really help you manage any issues that you have with late night snacking. Before I get into that, and if you're new to this channel, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Chaitni, and I am a health coach and a nutritionist. I help clients with stress management and weight balance through healthy habit formation, positive lifestyle changes, as well as mindful and intuitive eating practices. If this video interests you, then please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. You can also follow me on Instagram at Imperfect Bodies by C Modi. And lastly, if you're more of a reader and enjoy blogs, then I send one out every couple of weeks, so you can sign up for my blog. The link for that is in the description. So let's dive in. The first tip that I have for you is balance your meals throughout the day. What that means is make sure you're getting lean protein, you're getting healthy fats, and you're getting healthy carbs in all of your meals throughout the day. Now, if your dinner really only consists of soup, or if it only consists of salad without any kind of protein in it or any kind of healthy fats in it, you are bound to get hungry pretty quickly. And what's going to happen then, it's getting closer to bedtime and you're going to reach for some snacks. So make sure that your meals are satisfying and they're nutritious and they actually help you feel full. As an example, if you're having dinner, if you lean more towards Indian options, you might have dal, you might have vegetables, some sabzi, and you might have a chapati, and maybe you have a small, have a little bit of yogurt and maybe a cucumber tomato salad on the side. Now, if you lean away from Indian foods and you're eating more of a Western diet, you may consider something with quinoa in it. You may have some olive oil as your healthy fat, and you can add some lean protein in it, like chicken, and make that a healthier meal. So again, you're having your protein, you're having your complex carbs, which also help with fiber, and you're getting your healthy fats in the system. So make sure that you're getting that throughout the day, especially at dinner, because it will have an impact on your cravings and how hungry you get and how quickly you feel the need to reach for those snacks. Tip number 2 is address stress and emotional eating. So a lot of times at night when you're reaching for those snacks, it's because you're stressed and you can't really fall asleep, or you're bored, or your mind is just racing, or you've had a tough day and something is really weighing on you and you're emotionally charged up. So what do? You turn to one of the best things that can give you comfort, and that's food. So if that's you and you're experiencing that, what I would suggest is take 5. Basically what that means is before you reach for that snack, just take 5 minutes to do a breathing practice, or in some kind of mindfulness practice, or some kind of meditation. Have a go-to for those 5 minutes. Maybe it's just sitting there with your eyes closed. Maybe it's just looking out the window for 5 minutes. So whatever it is that you can and want to do it for 5 minutes. At the end of those 5 minutes, if you still feel that there's an urge to turn to food for comfort, then go for it. Hopefully you're not beating yourself too much about it or not feeling guilty afterwards. But when you take those 5 minutes, it really helps you slow down, reconnect with what you're really feeling, and then decide if food is the way to meet that need. So some other suggestions are, you could try journaling, you could try meditation, like I said. You can also just kind of, before you reach for the food, just ask yourself a simple question. Am I eating this because I'm hungry, or am I eating this because I'm emotional, stressed, or bored, or lonely, or any of those emotions that you want to use? But ask yourself that question before you start to snack, because it will make you self-aware, and it can actually help you realize that food is not the answer to what you're experiencing. Number 3 is have a nighttime routine that signals to your brain and body that you're done eating. So what that can look like is doing your dishes, drying them, putting them away, brushing your teeth afterwards, or changing into your pajamas and getting really comfortable and reading a book, or maybe saying a gratitude prayer, or maybe reaching out for some herbal teas, maybe enjoying a cup of chamomile tea or peppermint tea. So any activity, or actually a chain of activities that signals to your body and your brain that, okay, we're done eating, there's no more eating happening, we are now getting ready to wind down, and we're now getting ready to go to bed. So it's very important to have some kind of routine in place. It could just be 2 or 3 activities that leads to that post dinner, or post your last meal, but it can make a huge difference, and it can start to help you develop some healthy habits to avoid that late night snacking. Tip number 4 is stay hydrated throughout the day. It's so easy to confuse thirst and hunger. Just to give you an example, a lot of times when you're out and about and you're running errands and you come home, really what you need is a glass of water, but you might reach for the first thing that's available to eat just because you've been out running and taking care of things. And so when you come home, you think it's actually hunger when it's really thirst. So it's easy to confuse the two, especially at night, when you're trying to go to bed, or if you're up working late and you need to get some things done. I would say, as a rule of thumb, before you reach for that snack or whatever food option you have, just have a glass of water. That's it. Have 1 glass of water, and once you've had that water, if you still have the urge or the craving or the need to snack, then go for it. But first, have a nice tall glass of water, and make sure you're staying hydrated throughout the day. This is not just for the evening or post dinner. Throughout the day, you're getting at least, I would say, 2.5 to 3 liters of water in some form. It doesn't just need to be water, actually. Maybe it's fresh juice, maybe it's just water in certain fruits like watermelon, but you're getting 2.5 to 3 liters of water in some shape, and that's keeping you hydrated. So that's absolutely essential, is to get enough water into your system, just so you're not turning to food to satisfy thirst instead of hunger. Okay, the next tip is, so what happens if you're really hungry and you just want to eat something? Well, you can make better choices, but you can only make them if they are available to you. So make sure, you are stocked up with fruits, you're stocked up with some seeds, some nuts, even yogurt is a great option, especially Greek yogurt. So if you are getting kind of peckish later at night, then maybe you just have a handful of almonds, maybe you reach for a little bit of that yogurt, or maybe you have an apple. And that's a much better choice than having the bag of chips or having the ice cream or anything else that is, more packaged and processed. So you can definitely do that. Another thing when it comes to making these choices is not just making the better choices, but being more mindful about how you're consuming them. So what happens when you reach for the late night snacks typically, right? You are doom scrolling on your phone, or you're watching something, or if you're working, you're on your laptop and you're putting food down your throat. Try to avoid that. If you are going to have a late night snack, that's fine. Just set everything aside and sit with the food, and just take some time to enjoy that food, even if that time is just 5 minutes or 7 minutes. What that will do is curtail some of that hunger, It will also help you realize when you have become full, and it will limit how much of the food you consume. So if you're making some, tougher choices, like if you're having ice cream, you might not want to directly dig into the tub and have the ice cream. You might want to portion it out into a bowl. And what happens when you're having ice cream in front of the TV? Before you know it, it's gone. So instead, sit at a table or sit somewhere else away from all these pieces of technology, and actually enjoy the ice cream, and ask yourself, what does it taste like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like, if you can smell it? So go through that. Again, it doesn't need to take that long. 5 to 7 minutes is enough, but these can be some huge factors in helping you limit the late night snacking and even eliminating it completely. Okay, so I gave you a bunch of different tips, a bunch of different suggestions that you can put into practice. None of this works if you don't start to experiment with it and start making it a part of your routine. So like I always say, pick one, if not all, and pick one that feels easy, that feels doable, and something that you are willing to do, and start putting it into practice, even if it's something as simple as keeping some healthy food options in the house for late night snacking. So experiment, figure out what sticks, and then make adjustments and go along with it. Because like I said, late night snacking is very risky. It's very dangerous. Before you know it, you've not just packed on the pounds, but it's really starting to impact your sleep, your mood, and just your overall lifestyle. So keep that in mind. And as always, thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I will catch you here very soon. In the meantime, take really good care of yourself. Thanks, and bye.